you for continuing to watch. And if you've just arrived on my channel today, pop along to day 1 and start working through the days in order. Definitely you need to do that because each day builds upon the next day. Okay, the subject of today is sugar. Yes, but more specifically sweet drinks. And this is something I feel really strongly about, because with your child or your teenager or even yourself as an adult, the drinks that we have each day, you don't realize. I mean, you could be having like 35 cups a week, over 1,000 a year in, year out. What's in that drink? Have you even bothered to look? Okay, well, there has been a huge surge in problems with children sitting on the sort of like the high functioning autistic spectrum. A huge surge, just look at the figures. Also, there has been a huge surge in people suffering from depression, and they say that, you know, the statistics for people on antidepressants is huge. 1 in 6 people, that's what I've heard. I mean, the statistics change all the time, and at the end of the day, we are only told what they want us to hear. So how accurate they are, I don't know. So I'm always a little bit skeptical of statistics. But what I do know is that we can do our own research, and I feel I'm a little bit limited with what I can say on here, because the 2 subjects I'm going to approach when it comes to drinks obviously are FDA approved and approved by our governments and medical boards to be safe. But when you start using Guru Google and you start doing your own research, you'll find that all the experiments that have been done, university experiments, they are anything but safe. And this is what you have to do. You have to really look at why are children's problems, you know, on the high functioning autistic spectrum escalating. Why are they escalating? There has to be reasons behind this, and you're not always going to be told the truth. No, you know, you have to wake up. You are not always going to be told the truth, unfortunately. So I will only say certain things on here, and certain things you have to go away and have a little look yourself, and you will find the information on Google. Okay, so the first thing today I would like you to do is to go to the fridge and check what your child is drinking, or what you are drinking even. Okay, now, if they're drinking sugary drinks, I'll give you a little example. For instance, a glass of Coke or a Coca-Cola or a glass of lemonade, you're talking about, on average, about 7 teaspoons of sugar is in 1 glass. Can you imagine, day in, day out, over a week, how much sugar is going into the body? Now, it's a fact, it's a definite fact, that sugar and aspartame are both addictive, highly addictive. And all that sugar, I mean, if you take a look at Victorian times, hang on, I'll just check my figures here. Apparently, in Victorian times, on average, a child would only have 5 pounds of sugar a year in their body. But now you're talking about £150 of sugar. And sugar is sneakily, it's added in all sorts of things, all sorts of meals, processed meals that you wouldn't even think sugar was in. But when you start looking at the labels, there's a lot of sugar going into the body each week. Now, you may say, well, the governments think, yeah, sugar's okay. Is it? Have a little look at a website that has been run. It's been run for a long time, over 20 years, this website. They've done a lot of research, and it's called littlesugaraddicts.com. And it will tell you what happens when you have too much sugar in the body and the child becomes sugar sensitive. Now, you don't know, do you? Your child could be sugar sensitive. They could be displaying all sorts of problems like highs, lows, tantrums. It could be put down to too much sugar, and that sugar in their drinks every day, even yourself. I mean, even sort of depressive lows can be down to too much sugar and sugar addiction. That swing, Have a look at littlesugaraddicts.com, and they do have a selection of diets on there, how to get off sugar, alternatives for sugar, and what to do if this is happening with your child. Yes, so I highly suggest you do your own research on sugar and you reduce sugary drinks, because as I said, they could be having like 35 cups or more a week, and it's saturating the body and it's saturating the brain. Okay, the next thing I'd like to approach, the next subject, is sweeteners, aspartame, and all the other names that they've given to these different sweeteners. Now, if you're drinking Diet Coca-Colas, Diet Pepsis, 0-calorie drinks, how many drinks are you consuming each day, each week, each year, year in, year out? And is it okay for you? Well, the FDA and all of that, they all say, yes, it's okay. Yes, it's on the supermarket shelf and it's being sold and it's okay. Now, am I allowed on here to say it's not okay? Well, I'm not going to say that, because I'm going to have to be careful, and I'm going to ask you to do your own research. Okay, just choose one sweetener to research. How about aspartame? Put that in. And see, Google will tell you exactly what it is. And there are plenty of experiments in there on mice, on rats. Experiments, what happens when you have it over a long period, year in, year out. Effects on the body, effects on the cells of the body. Now, if you'd like to read a book about it, I came across a book 20 years ago, and that book was called Sweet Poison, and that opened my eyes. That lady is now a doctor, Dr. Janet Starr Hull. Her website is still up. You can have a look. And you'll find that she was drinking sugar-free drinks every day. She became seriously ill. She didn't put it down to the sugar-free drinks at all. She didn't think it would be those, but it ended up that it was those. I'm not going to say any more. You have a look and you come to your own conclusions. But I would say stay away from sweet drinks, sugary drinks, and drinks with sweetener in. And if you have a look at, what possibly happens when these sweeteners are heated up, as in baked cakes, that type of thing. Well, I feel very strongly about this, and I think it has a lot to do with the escalation of high functioning autistic problems in children. I also think possibly it has a lot to do with allergies. There's a great surge in allergies. Have you noticed? Yeah. So I would say clean up your child's drink habit. You know, it may be labelled as tooth kind, but is it brain kind? And change their drink today. And if they're having too much sugar, yeah, if they're addicted to sugar, there are, you know, diets which suggest that they need to eat something every 3 hours, they need to eat breakfast, you know, different things like that. There are suggestions on littlesugaraddicts.com. Now, nobody's paying me, you know, I'm not getting any money from there. I'm not getting any money from, you know, the book Sweet Poison and the author or anything like that. You know, I've been monitoring all of this for over 20 years because I had to. I wanted to know what was going on. I had a daughter that was displaying certain symptoms and I wanted to understand it. And all I can deliver to you are my suggestions. Okay, off to the fridge today. Check their drink, change their drink, do your own research, and let me know your thoughts and your opinions below. Okay, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.